Hey guys, welcome back to Audio Access. This is the second part of the Reaper accessibility tutorial series, right? So in the first video, we looked at configuring Reaper to work with screen readers, in my case NVDA, and also I have showed you how to configure the JAWS scripts as well. And from now onwards, we are going to start learning Reaper. We are going to start the journey of learning Reaper. So in this video, I'm going to show the basics, how to record and also edit audio, cutting, copying, pasting, splitting, all those things in a simple manner to understand and also to give you a start on learning Reaper, right? So with that said, let's get started. Now I'm going to open Reaper.
Reaper x64 2 of 8. Reaper.
Let's press enter.
Repeat off. Reaper v6.05/x6.
Now I'm not getting the registration screen because earlier I opened it, so I think it has skipped something. Anyways, if you press up down arrow after skipping the registration screen, and if you are in the main window of the Reaper, if you press up down arrow,
no tracks,
it will say no tracks, right?
No tracks.
So you need a track to work with audio, video, whatever, right? Track is a basic building blocks, okay? So a track can contain audio item, MIDI item, video item, whatever item, right? Actually, we will be looking at MIDI things in a later videos because MIDI is another world of exploration, okay? So before that, we have to look at the basics of working with Reaper to learn more about that, right? So a track, as I said, can contain video, MIDI or whatever. You don't have to specify what will be the track. In other kind of DAWs, digital audio workstations, you have to specify which track is which. Like if you created a track and you have to specify MIDI track, audio track or whatever, right? In that case, Reaper is a kind of a versatile audio editing application, digital audio workstation, which can be used for anything, right? So to create a track, you can press Ctrl T and you will be landed on an editable box, right?
Track name edit land.
So you have to name a track. You can name a track, or you can press enter to unname a track. Like you can leave it as it is and the track will not be named, okay?
Name.
Let's press enter. Now if you press up down arrow, you will hear
10 items.
10 items, okay?
10 items.
And if you have named the track, let's name the track by pressing F2 again.
Track name edit land.
Let's say test and press enter.
Name.
And now if you press up down arrow,
1 test 0 items.
it says 1 test 0 items, right?
1 test 0 items.
So an item, let's talk about items, right? An item is a container for anything, right? As I said before, a track can hold any item, either it is a MIDI item, audio item or a video item, even a photo, okay? These are a little bit complicated topics. We will be exploring all those things in upcoming videos. For now, let's stick to audio items, okay? So if you record something, it will place an item, right? If you record, you are recording to an item, right? If you are using these things regularly, then you can understand all those things. These are a little bit theoretical aspects on this software, okay? So before you start recording, you have to check the device settings, okay? We have done this in the first video, as I remember, but let's check again, right? So you have to go to the preferences menu. You can go to the preferences by pressing Ctrl P, which is a shortcut. Ctrl P for pocket, right? So let's press Ctrl P.
Reaper preferences dialog. This section allows you to alter the buffer settings for Reaper. A larger.
Now the NVDA or the screen reader reads a lot things when you press Ctrl P, so you can press Ctrl to stop it, and you have to be in the device tree view, device category. Now as soon as you pressed Ctrl P, you are in a tree view where you can select categories. There are lots of things, and now currently I'm in
device tree view item focused selected 1 of 9 level 1.
Device, right?
MIDI device 1 of 9 level 1.
You have to come to the device category and you can press
edit, find, OK, cancel,
tab until you get the
audio thread priority, combo allow projects, audio device settings property pay input device, combo box microphone, high definition audio device, collapsed.
in the input device field, you have to select your microphone where you are going to record from, and I have selected my microphone.
Output device. Combo box default output collapsed.
Yeah, let's leave it as default, and you can press enter to close this window, right? There are other settings as well which are a little bit complicated, so I'm not going to look at right now. Okay, so let's make it so simple, right? So let's press enter.
Unsaved project. Reaper V.
Now
1 test 0.
to record, you can press R, okay, R for recording. But before that, another simple thing, right? Simple, a little bit of theory. You have to arm the track before you start recording, okay? Arming means you are going to tell Reaper, okay, Reaper, out of these, now let's say we are having 50 tracks, right? Now you are going to tell Reaper, okay, Reaper, out of these 50 tracks, I'm going to record to this first track, okay? So you can arm the track by using F7, and then it will say armed or unarmed. So if you press F7,
Armed. Unarmed.
yeah, if you press F7, it will arm the track. And you heard my other microphone, that is called monitoring, okay? So let me turn off the monitoring levels.
Not record monitor off.
Right, now if you press F7,
Armed.
it will arm the track. And if you press F8, if you press F7 again, it will unarm the track, right?
Unarmed.
Okay, now let's press arm.
Armed.
Okay, now you heard that my other microphone as soon as I pressed F7, which means the monitoring is turned on by default, but in past versions of Reaper, this was not the case. We have to turn monitoring level normal manually, okay? So monitoring level means, you know, tracking the microphone live, okay? So let's say you are recording a guitar part, okay? So you can track what's going on, what is recording live using these monitoring things, okay? Hope you have got it, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. I will be glad to help you, right? So to toggle the monitoring things, there are 3 levels of monitoring. The first one is normal. As soon as you press the normal, you will start to hear my other microphone. You can cycle through monitoring levels by pressing F8, okay? Remember, armed and unarmed is using F7 and monitoring level is using F8, right? So as soon as I press F8, you will hear my other microphone. Let's check.
Normal.
Test 1, check. Test, mic test 1.
Record monitor off.
And the other monitoring level is
Not when playing.
not when playing.
Record monitor.
Not when playing means, I think, as soon as you start recording, the monitoring level will be stopped, okay? But I haven't used this thing, so if I'm wrong, correct me in the comment section, right? And the last mode is, as usual, monitoring level off, okay?
Not when record monitor off.
Oh, sorry, record monitor off, right? So we are in the record monitor off section right now, sorry. Now, in my case, I do not want to monitor my level, what's going on in the recordings, but if you want, you can monitor while recording, or you can switch to the next level not when playing, right? So as you wish. Now let's record a simple something, right? In the past versions of Reaper, we had the metronome turned on, okay? Now those who are not familiar with the metronome is a musical related thing, okay? Now if you are not into music production using Reaper, then you can ignore this small thing. But if you are a music production thing, like if you would like to produce music, then you are familiar with the metronome, I'm assuming, right? So to turn on metronome and turn off metronome, you can press Ctrl+Shift+M. Metronome is called in other DAWs click track, all those things, but in Reaper we call it as metronome, okay? Which is a time thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of things. So let's turn on the metronome, and
Metronome on.
let's if you press spacebar to play the track, it will start to click, right? Now the metronome is set to 120 BPM by default. Let's press spacebar.
Play.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Stop.
that is metronome. Okay, so I'm assuming that you are familiar with the terms, and again, if you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section. I'm glad to help you out. Okay, now as I said, Reaper is a complicated software, so you have to understand each and every concept to kind of feel better and produce better, right? So let's record to the metronome, right? To change the metronome speed, to change the BPM, you can go to the project settings, which we will be exploring in another video, but right now let's make it quick. So you can open the project settings dialog by pressing Alt Enter.
Project settings dialog HZ.
Now you can press tab until you get the BPM slider, BPM editor box.
Okay, can't say combo project BP times project BPM edit selected 120.000.
Now project BPM, so let's set it to like 90 BPM.
Select
90 and press enter.
Unsaved project.
Now if press space bar.
Play.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right.
Stop.
Another thing, guys. So if you want to check where are you currently in the project, you can press Control Shift J. Control Shift J.
R1 beat 10%.
Bar 1 beat 10%. Right. So if you want to change the time, or if you want to switch to the minutes colon seconds or hours colon minutes colon seconds, all those things, the ruler to the appropriate thing, you can press Alt V
Mixer check them
to get to the view menu, and you can press up arrow until you get
full screen all go to zooms time unit for ruler sub menu T.
Time unit for ruler sub menu. This is a sub menu, so press enter or right arrow.
Minutes colon seconds M.
Now there are options: minutes colon seconds.
Measures dot beats check them.
Measures dot beats checked, which is the default.
Measures dot beats minimal M. Seconds S.
Seconds.
Samples S.
Samples.
Hours colon minutes colon seconds colon frames H.
Now this is useful when you are working with videos.
Absolute frames up.
Absolute frames.
Secondary time unit sub menu less.
Secondary time unit.
Minutes colon seconds M.
Minutes colon seconds. Let's press enter on this.
Unsaved project Reaper V6.
Right now, if you press Control Shift J to check the location, the cursor location.
0 min 0.000 sec.
0 min 0.00 sec. Now by default, if you press page up or page down to move to the next bar or next thing, it will move in 2 seconds intervals, because the BPM is set to 120 BPM, right? But in this case we have set to 90 BPM, so it will move by 2.6676, a little bit higher than the default one. Okay, so again, if you want to come to that starting of the project, you can press Control Home or W.
0.0.
You can, if you want to check the location, the cursor location, edit cursor, you can press Control Shift J.
0 min 0.000 sec.
And if you want to change the time ruler, you can go to the view menu and change from there. Okay, now in my case, I'm going to change to
Mixer check full alt zoom time unit for minutes colon measures dot beats M.
Measures dot beats. Okay, because we are going to work with a little bit measures dot beats. Okay, I will explain what's going on, right?
Unsaved project Reaper V6.07/x64.
Now let's start recording from the second bar. Okay, don't worry about the musical terms which I'm using if you are not familiar about those things. Now this is a sample recording, so don't worry about that, right? So as soon as you press R, Osara, the extension which makes the Reaper accessible, which we have installed in the first video, will say to the screen reader, he has pressed record, so please tell record. Okay, as it says the play, stop, pause,
play, pause,
all those things, right? So let's press R, and I'm gonna say 1 2 3 4, and I'll count until 10, right? So here it goes.
Record.
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10.
Select files to save or delete dialog prompt.
Now you can press spacebar to stop the recording as usual, and as soon as you press spacebar, by default you will get this save
/delete/ rename new files.
This dialog thing, which you can press
save all button focused.
Save all button focused, the default button. But in my case, I would like to disable this dialog, because as soon as you press stop recording, this will come always. All right, so you can come to
Rename,
the
delete all files recorded, proof on stop checkbox checked.
on stop checkbox checked, and you can press spacebar to uncheck this,
Not checked.
and you can press
On unsave all button.
save all button.
Pressed. Unsaved project. Reaper
Right.
v6.0.
Now if you press up down arrow to check what's going on in the track,
One test armed, one item.
one test armed, one item, right? So to select an item, to move on items, you can press control left arrow and control right arrow. Say you have two items. If you want to select the first item, you can press control left arrow, and if you want to select the second item, you can press control right arrow. In this case, if you press control left arrow or control right arrow, the same thing will happen. So let's press control right arrow.
101 test 200,402 underscore 1114.wav.
Right, now it has been recorded, the audio file. You heard the name of the audio file as an item which is placed in the track, okay, which we armed and recorded, right? Now if you press space bar, you will hear the thing which I have recorded. So let's press space to start.
Play.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Stop.
Right, that is the basic of recording. Now I'm going to show the way to kind of delete a certain part. Now you notice that on the first bar, before the starting of counting, I left a gap, okay? So let's delete that. There are few ways. The first way is to select the time range to delete, and we can press delete key, right, which is done by the audio editors which are single track, right? Another way is to split the area which you want to delete, and you can press delete key on the item to delete, right? When it comes to splitting and deleting, there is another term which you have to use, kind of, that is ripple mode. But in this case, let's stick to the selection, right, which is default and which everybody will use, okay? Now we are at
R1 beat 1 0%.
bar 1 beat 1 0%, okay? To select from here, now we are at the beginning of the project. So to start, to place the start selection, as usual, you can press left bracket,
Set selection start.
and you can move to the place where you want to end the time selection. In my case, the bar 2, or the place where I started to count. So you can move to the second bar by pressing page down, or if you have selected the time ruler as beats measures, then you can move by 2 seconds if you press page down, and you can come backwards by pressing page up, okay? Hope you have understood. I'm clear. And as usual, if you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section, right? So let's press down arrow to come to the second bar where I have started the counting.
Bar 2.
And I can press the end selection, left right bracket,
Set selection end.
and I can press delete key to delete, right?
Contents of time selection removed.
Contents of time selection removed. Now
R2 beat 1 0%.
we are at bar 2, but if you press W or control home to come to the starting of the project,
Bar 1.
and if you press space bar, 1,
Play.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Stop.
Right, now everything is ticked to the time, and also the project, the recording is starting at the beginning, right? Now at the end, we had a kind of a little pause where I pressed space bar. You heard that. Now let's see how to delete that, right? In that case, we can use the split thing where we don't need any ripple things, ripple modes. I will explain the ripple mode in another video where it is a kind of a little theoretical concept, and also it is a little bit advanced. Don't worry about that right now. So we can move to the end of the item in a few ways, okay? Either you can press control end to come to the ending of the project, control end,
R3B to 63%.
We are at bar 3B to 63%. And you can scrub using the left arrow and right arrow. You can go by pixel, and if you press left arrow, let's press and hold the left arrow.
60, 44%, 42%.
NVIDIA is reporting what's going on with the thing.
41, 38, 35, 30%, 26, 87.
Now let's press space bar. Let's see what the result is. Where we are in the edit cursor. 10.
Play. Stop.
10. Now we are at 10. Let's go a little bit.
87, 90, 93, 99%, 11%. Play. Stop. Play. Stop. 17 per play. Stop.
Right. Now we are at the correct place. Now we can press S to split the item.
One item added.
Now we can you can use the time selection method, but now I'm going to show the splitting thing, right? Now I pressed S to split the item, and you heard one item added. Now let's press up down arrow to check what's going on in the track.
One test armed 2 items.
One test armed 2 items. Right. Now we have got 2 items. Remember, the audio we have recorded is not actually splitted. Okay. As I said, an item is a container which kind of a virtual thing in Reaper. Okay. The audio is not being affected live. Don't worry about that. Okay. Now, as I said, you can move to the second item or the first item by using control left, right arrow respectively. Now, in this case, we have to move to the second item. So, I'm going to press control right arrow.
201 test 200,402 underscore 1114.wav.
Now, we have selected the second item. Now, if you press delete key, you can remove the second item, right?
One item removed.
One item removed. Now, let's press control home or W.
R1B 10%.
Come to the beginning of the project, and if you press space, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Stop.
Right. Perfect. Okay. So this is the basic things to learn to get started learning Reaper. And also, if you have any questions, please let me know. I am extremely sure that some of you haven't understood some things like the theory part of the digital audio workstation if you are new to this whole world. So if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section, and also there is an email address which you can use to contact me privately or whatever. Okay, so before wrapping up the video, I would like to show another tiny thing. Okay, now if you would like to check the actual audio which we have recorded right now, you can go to the documents.
Open console. Okay.
Documents.
Folder view list. Documents window.
And you can press R to get the Reaper Media. Okay.
Reaper Media 9 of 35.
And you can press enter.
Items view list. Always not selected.
Here, now in my case, I'm having a lot of projects which I'm working on. But if you are starting new, then you will have only the recorded file.
01 test 200,402 underscore 1107.wav 23 of 38. 01 test 200,402 underscore 1109.wav.real. 01 test 200.
There are lots of things. Another thing is a repeak file, okay, which I'm gonna talk in another video. It is a very annoying thing. If you imported an item or if you have recorded, it will create another extra file which is kind of a peaks of the item, which I cannot understand, but I will show how to disable these things, how to get around with the thing, right?
0 F0 item type WAV audio file VLC size 1.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, this is the item which we have recorded. Now I used VLC Media Player to play this. Okay, so as I said, your audio or whatever is not being affected if you have imported in Reaper. Okay, you can't save to the actual audio. You have to render the item, right? Render the audio. Okay, so
unsaved project Reaper
music. I'm gonna show a quick way to export what we have recorded. You can press Ctrl Alt R.
Render to file dialog. Render to C backslash file name. Edit focus.
File name. Now, as soon as you pressed Ctrl Alt R, you will be landed on the file name field. Okay. Now we will be looking at the render dialog and all those concepts in a future video. But now I'm going to show a quick way to get the file as an audio. So let's name this test audio.
Test
audio. Now you can press Shift tab to get to the
large combo box embed tempo check include project file name right DW let WAV with depth format combo box WAV collapsed
format, and let's press MP3
MP3 encoder by lame project.
Now you can press tab,
property page combo mode combo box constant,
leave it as default,
combo box 128 approximate combo box.
You can play with these settings if you know what you are doing, but
do not allow join.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Right replay gained file name edit.
Let's go to the
wild render options proven sample render to edit.
Now there is a edit the thing wild, which says where it going to render
to edit read only selected C / users / Mohomed rashad / documents / reaper media / test audio.mp3.
Right, now if you want to browse to the file path, you can come to the
proper do not approximate combo mode combo box format combo box MP delayed user output proven browse button.
Browse button by pressing Shift tab. Okay, now I'm not going to do that. Let's go to the
right wild red object reset tracks with only
leave it all those things as default.
Multi-chat output formats silently save add open add to render one file button.
You can press render one file.
Pressed rendering to file dialog C.
No, it's rendering.
Edit read only selected C launch file button.
It has been rendered, and you will get this launch file button or
show in Explorer button.
Show in Explorer.
Close button.
Close, right?
Back button. Edit read only. Select launch file button. Show in Explorer.
Now let's press launch file button. Then it will open the audio in your default player, which in my case it is VLC Media Player.
Launch file pressed.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now remember, as I said before, the actual audio is not being affected. The first audio we had the space bar and also the first one bar empty line, but in this case we have edited successfully and exported and rendered. In Reaper language you have to say rendered. In other audio applications like Audacity you have to say export. Okay, so we have rendered the edited version of our audio successfully. Okay, so this is the power of Reaper. You can do all of the things. You can add effects, you can cut, copy, paste. Even you can mess with this counting thing. If you want, you can say 1, 5, 4, 3, 9, 7 not by recording. You can edit these things like Word document. Okay, so this is the power of Reaper, and I'm sure I have made some mistakes along the recording the video, so I'm extremely sorry about that, because I'm a little bit new and nervous about this Reaper, teaching Reaper, because a little bit nervous, but please apologize for that for me. And if you have any feedbacks, comments, please questions, please let me know in the comment section. I'm waiting for your comments. And also, if you haven't understood any concepts, please let me know. I will do a dedicated video if necessary about that concept, right? So
render to unsaved project.
So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Signing out, Mohomed Rashad.